Cutting corners on insurance? You might think you're saving money, but it could cost you big. On today's Beyond the Closing, Cathy Herman reveals the hidden dangers of underinsurance and how to avoid financial disasters. Trust me, this episode will make you rethink your coverage.
So it's good to
start looking early.
It's not. It takes a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, especially you want the right policy too.
Yes.
Something that's cost effective and get what you need, and we can only give so much information as far as location and what we think may happen, but you're the expert, so.
There's a lot of. The one thing I say is pay the extra dollar for the right coverage up front. I think that's the most important thing. I think people get nervous where they're like, oh, I'm spending all this money on a house. That's the biggest investment you will ever make in your entire life.
Yep.
You need to make sure it's protected.
Yeah, for sure.
And it doesn't matter, we had water damage, which initially I thought was, oh, I'll pay for it myself, not a problem.
No.
It turned into a $40,000-$50,000 issue. And you don't realize, or you can't appreciate the value of what you're paying every year. You hope you never have to use it.
I know.
But you don't appreciate it till you're in it, or and I do this every day.
Yeah.
Or until you know somebody that's lost their home, they've lost everything. You don't realize how important it is to make sure you have a good policy. And I see the call centers do it. I see people just to get a deal strip some important things just to win the business, and that's not how I ever worked. I would rather walk away
than have
somebody not
crap policy, not fully. Do you see more, I don't know if this is a statistic, as far as more claims that happen in the winter time than the summertime? And I'm only asking because you think, I don't know. You know why? Because it seems like there's so many like garage fires and stuff like that.
Frozen water pipes. So it's always important to make sure, sometimes you have to leave the water dripping a little. But the pinhole leaks kill everybody, because you never know what's happening until it's too late.
So that's a good point. Like now we have some homes that might be winterized, and does that affect, by the time we can have them, by the time they're closed, I don't know. I wonder how, well, you're asking the questions to the homeowner, so, because I would assume
is it vacant?
Stuff like that.
But that, I do know now, one of the carriers I work with, there's questions. They've come out with really cool alarms for discounts, but they have a whole bunch of water and temperature sensors out there now. So you can actually, I think water heater is one of the biggest ones that we see go. So just make sure your water heater is new or newer.
Not 20 years old.
No. So 15, that's the magic number, under. But they have water sensors now. So you can put them on, and the low-end ones, an alarm will go off if there's water dripping or somewhere. So that'll save you thousands and thousands. They have ones where it will, if a water pipe, the pressure goes low, it'll turn off the main valve for you. That's huge.
That's wild.
So they do, and they're coming out with more and more of these things. Because water is the worst, because think about it, it travels and it finds its own path. So
I had a claim in my own house, my first home, and it must have been going on for a while. But I was in the house for almost 10 years and never used my insurance. I didn't have any reason to. But then it was coming into the off the kitchen area. There was a little table, whatever. But dripping from there, the water was from the roof line upstairs in the master bathroom. So it went all across the house, and that's where the exit from the drip. It was a mess. So then we'll fix it. I had to call the insurance because it was over $40,000.
Yeah.
It's devastating.
Ours was
you have to do it.
So my house was built in 2006. So no, you would think, no problems. Yeah. We had the refrigerator, and apparently the water was leaking behind.
Oh no.
So my daughter at the time, she was little, and she came up, she's like, "Mommy," and I was like, "You're supposed to be in bed." And she's like, and our basement was finished for the kids.
Oh no.
And she's like, "Mommy," and I'm like, "Get to bed. Why are you still up?" And she's like, "Can I show you something?" Our ceiling collapsed in the basement.
Oh,
Everything was all,
Oh no. It's devastating.
So,
the water's
and it just, and we didn't know because, you know, you spend all that money for a finished basement for the kids, and they never go down there.
Yeah.
So, but you know, so it was some time, and then
That is great. That's great.